Good morning everyone and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. A little bit of an exciting day for me today because it's not just a surprise creation design team share and showing their new dies, but some of them are my new designs. So I'm just going to go straight in and show you and measure and then talk about something right at the end. Right, first up is this one, and this is my keyring design. Let's hope that the camera's not going to play up. It's going to be a case of zoom in and zoom out. There we go. And it gives you a lovely little stitched edge and flower in the middle. This will, if you like to cut in faux leather and stuff like that, it will just emboss that design beautifully for you. And then you'll be able to cut a faux leather keychain. And on the subject of faux leather or even leather, that's my dog, sorry. I find that the cheapest place to go is sort of like the charity stores, Goodwill and whatnot, and you can pick up handbags and purses that are quite old, really cheap, and some of them are quite sort of funky colour leathers like yellow and red and stuff like that. So you can upcycle from really cheap pieces of leather and make keychains and bows and all sorts of stuff. So there's an idea for you. Right, now measuring this one, it is, let's get it right in the centre there. It's almost 2¼ inches in diameter. So that's that one. And this is what I made. So here's my little keychain done in pink. I used white foam and decorated on the back again and glued the hanger in there. As I said, if you're using faux leather or anything like that, it's just going to be fabulous and permanent for you. Obviously this is just like a tag decoration for a card because it's made of paper, but you can get some absolutely gorgeous faux leathers and prints on Aliexpress, and so today I will link some of that below because it's quite cheap. You can make yourself like 5 or 6 key rings for $1. Right, so that's the first one. Apologies for the camera. My second design is this Easter egg design, and I base this on one of those little cracked egg gardens that children like to make. And usually at Easter time in schools and things, they usually get their egg and it's broken in half, and they'll stuff it full of cotton wool and they put seeds and things in, and they've got little bits of grass and stuff growing out of them. And I just think it's really, really sweet. I just love seeing children create. So this idea for this one was based on that. And I'll measure the biggest bit for you, which is the egg, and that is 3¾ inches, and then across we are at 2½ inches. And I also designed a little plant label there, and I did it big enough so that it could be also used as a little signpost on other cards. So that is that one, and I will show you what I made. And this is my little Easter garden. My camera is a wee bit blurred today. I might come down a bit, but some of the dies are so large we might kind of like lose some of it. So if I can get in close there. I shaped it around a pencil so that it had its domed shape, and I went all around the edge with a touch 5 marker in cool grey #1, and I used some of my glitter ribbon there from Aliexpress. The little stitched frame around the outside is also surprise creation, and it's one of my favourites because I just love wonky stitching, and it's a great size. But there you've got Easter wishes and bunny kisses, and those words also come with it. But that is that one. My next one, I designed an Easter egg shaker or a frame. Now this piece can just be put onto pretty pattern paper and you can cut a quick simple tag. Of course, egg shapes don't just have to be for Easter. An oval like this looks really great done in a vintage style. So you can do it that way. You can cut your foam and your pretty paper and place it over to this one to make your shaker. And of course you get a little bow with it as well. But sort of like if it's a first Easter or something like that, you could pop a picture of your little baby or your child in there to make a nice little Easter decoration to send, you know, to Nanny and Grandad or something like that. So it makes a really nice little picture frame too. And here is what I made. I made the shaker. This paper here is from Tuesday morning, and those are my beautiful springtime Easter sequins, which I'm always showing you. There you go. Only one seller on Aliexpress sells these, so I will link these again below. And as you can see, that one is a shaker. This fibre is also from Aliexpress, but they sold out a long time ago and I just can't find it. I have tried. But there you have the little chickie hiding behind all those sequins, and it's just really, really cute. So I also made two to show you. You can just cut a quick simple label in pretty paper and write what you need to on the back, or you can have it in plain white and you can stamp your Easter images on there and colour them, put a little bow through and pop it on a card. So there's several ways that you can use that die. Right, next up is my stitched frame with quatrefoil centre, and there are two frames that come out so that you can do layering, and the back panel cuts as a whole piece, and that is your stitching element there around the edge and also giving that really pretty fancy design. Now cut in foil, it's going to look really lovely and luxury, or you can just cut it clean and simple on white and add a few dots, which is what I did for mine. This is a 5-inch square panel, so it's the perfect size for a card, and this is what I made. So you can see the stitching there, it just goes in absolutely beautiful. And those, once again, are those enamel dots. There they are. I will link these as well, that I got from that store the other day. Lovely quality and very quick delivery. Although they are having a few problems in China at the moment, so delivery may slow down. But I used the quatrefoil there to cut silver and to cut some nice bold pattern paper. This hello sentiment is also from Surprise Creation, and then I just mounted it on black behind. But I just love the sort of like speed and simplicity of being able to make a card like that, but with that detail it just looks like it's had a lot more effort put into it. So that is the next one. And my next design is a sort of elongated bubble frame, and I designed this because I wanted to be able to have something that I could layer up and cut apart by following lines, and something that would be sort of like vintage style or really cute if cut in very, very bright bold colours with all your cute little critters and things running around in there. Or you can like cut this section off, flip that one over and put it down, and you can have like little yellow rubber ducks for a baby card, or you can have your mermaids and your dolphins, and all sorts of things going on in there when you start layering them up. Or you can just have it as a single bubbly frame. Maybe you want to frame a photograph of a child's first swimming lesson, or down at the beach, or something like that for your scrapbook. And as I said, you can cut it in bright primary colours, or you can ink it and splash it. You can stamp all over it, make it really vintage, and you can crop it down to create little pieces of borders on a scrapbook page as well if you want to. So if I get close up, there you go, you can see the detail on that. The whole thing is stitched, and I will show you what I made. Right, I went onto the Graphic Fairy website, where you get lots of great free images, and they do this black and white image of a mermaid sitting on concrete, sort of like decorative steps, and I use my Touch 5 markers to colour her in. I then spray ink some paper, and then I let it dry, and I die cut 2 of the frames and pop them up on foam so that I would have some dimension, and I let my mermaid sit in the middle of all that. This chopped edge frame here is also from Surprise Creation, and then I just went over my bubbles that I'd splashed with ink and water with some glossy accents, so that's all very textural, and it's all set very, very hard. So let's see if we can get a close-up so you can see. There you go, that's the texture and embossing into the cardstock that you'll get there from that die. And I will be using this in many different ways in the future. Right, my next set of dies is one that seems to have a few people confused, and it's large, so I'm just going to move a couple of things to make some space here. And it's a pop-out card die set, and it's 8 inches by 5 inches. Now this is the card panel, so you do actually get the card panel, so you don't have to do any measuring, or you know, if the blade is blunt in your trimmer, you don't have to worry about that. You can cut your 8 by 5 card panel, and this on its own is useful when folded in half, so you get that. Excuse me while I clear my throat. You also get a set of mountains or hills, however you want to use it, and that is also 8 inches, so it fits perfectly to the base. You get a fence panel which is 8 inches, so you can cut this down or it fits perfectly to the base. You get some grass, and once again you can cut it down or you can fit it around the base. You get some trees which can be dark green and forest like, or cut them in white and silver for a Christmas scene. You can have your Santa and reindeers flying through the sky on the background there. And then you get some waves which can be water, or they can be small hills, and you can have your sort of like dolphins or whatever it is, little creatures, mermaids that you want bobbing around and popping between your layers of waves. And once again, that is 8 inches. And it also comes with the 2 pieces that you need to make it pop out. So these can go at the top and the bottom of the card base if you want to, so that you can swag balloons and banners and stuff like that. And then you get these, which are really important because they are what makes the card pop out. And going back to my prototype, which that die set was based on, and I cut all of this by hand, but it pops up, as you can see. And so tomorrow I'm going to be showing you some other pop-out cards that I made, and I'm going to be giving you a tutorial as to how you put the whole thing together. So the bare bones of the structure, I'm going to show everything to you tomorrow, and then you'll just be able to add whatever bits and bobs that you want. But I've made several more of these in different designs, and I will show those tomorrow along with a tutorial. But that is how it works. It pops flat into your envelope for posting. The recipient will pop it up and it just stands up just like that. So that will be tomorrow. Right, now getting back to surprise creation dies, and I was sent 2 huge, I'm going to put them that way around, sets of Easter eggs. One does a stitch to the egg and a stitch to the aperture, which are these, and the other are straightforward eggs. Now, if you're someone who enjoys sewing, cutting out 2 of these larger ones here and just rolling back the top edge and, you know, creating a gusset and a handle, and you've got a fabulous Easter egg bag. Or if you like quilting, what a fabulous size to make an Easter quilt. And I'm going to measure them, and I think you'll be quite surprised. Both sets are the same size. They are just over 8¼ inches. Now 8¼ inches cut line to cut line. So that is both sets of the eggs there. They are absolutely huge. Or if you want to build an egg diorama and go back in size, sort of like telescopic, that's just an absolutely fantastic set of eggs to have. So that's that one. And then the next one I received is huge again. And if you like to make luxury books, this is that set for you. You've got the plain stitch, and you've also got the, the decal edge. Sorry, not plain stitch, plain edge and decal edge. So I'll get close up there. These really are big, and you do need a large die cutting machine to be able to cut the largest one, which I'm about to measure for you. I'll pop it down there, and I'm going to do the cut lines, and it's 11 inches. So that's 11 inches across, and then the width of your book going from peak to edge is 8 inches, and both are the same size. So that's an 11 by 8 book. So if you like to make cute things, or you like to make memory books for weddings or graduation or something, then obviously this is the set for you. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to be making that at some point next week. So that is what I have for you today. All links will be below, and don't forget, I will be doing my tutorial tomorrow to show you how to make the pop-up card. So join me for that. You have a great day. Bye.